These are moments idiot drivers got humiliated by cops. On January 21st, 2024, around 6:43 a.m., Clearwater police officers responded to a motor vehicle crash at 2045 Gulf to Bay Boulevard.
Nobody else in the vehicle. Penetrated the one building, one inside Skyline Chili. Can we have Group 12 start working on ownership for these two buildings, please?
Upon arrival, they discovered a 2010 Hyundai Sonata had plowed through the office of Greenberg Dental and damaged the seating area of Skyline Chili after crashing through a wall.
So a parent's in there, she was in it by herself. Our brakes didn't work.
The driver, 22-year-old Danya Trejo, was evaluated by Sunstar paramedics but declined further medical attention. Officer Alex Krolik then informed her of a DUI investigation and read her Miranda rights.
Brakes didn't work. I was driving already home, and I just don't know what happened. I tried to just brake, and then when I saw I was already in a crash.
During field sobriety tests, Trejo admitted consuming alcohol before driving. She failed the horizontal gaze nystagmus, walk and turn, one leg stand, finger to nose, and modified Romberg balance tests.
Instructions? Right. Left.
Despite breath samples showing 0.061% and 0.060% BAC below the 0.08% limit, Krolik arrested Trejo for DUI property damage and careless driving. He believed her BAC exceeded 0.08% around an hour earlier when the crash occurred. On January 22nd, a hearing required Trejo to wear a cam monitor until April 23rd as a pre-trial release condition. The building sustained extensive damage estimated at over $200,000.
Do you need to rest on the vehicle?
Rest?
Do you need to rest on the vehicle? Okay. How much have you had to drink today?
Not that much.
On March 19, 2022, Maricopa police officers responded to a report of a vehicle in a ditch near the intersection of Honeycutt Road and White and Parker Road. At the scene, they arrested Keo A. Thomas.
What is your name? You'll get more charges. You don't give me your name. What is your name?
Excuse me.
Subsequently, Thomas faced charges of assaulting the officers and fire medical personnel who were called to the police station to evaluate her health condition.
Should you be back at the station?
No,
I'll take her right here,
I
dude.
don't
That's all
want
right.
to pee.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I don't want to pee on myself in the car.
The station's right
I
there.
want to pee.
You're not gonna pee.
According to court documents from the Pinal County Superior Court, Thomas was initially charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault on an officer. However, they were dismissed after Thomas entered a guilty plea to a lesser charge of attempted aggravated assault on an officer. Her sentence was supervised probation. On July 16, 2023, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, FCSO Dispatch, received a report about a black Mercedes that had briefly driven into the wrong lane, nearly causing a head-on collision.
Flagler units, 1033 traffic on primary. All other units switch to teletype.
Stop the vehicle, pull over, do it now.
Deputies located the vehicle at the intersection of Old Kings Road and State Road 100 and attempted a traffic stop, but the driver did not pull over until reaching the Advent Health Palm Coast Hospital, where they parked near the emergency room.
You ran off the road a couple times, all right? Well, no, it's not fine. That's why you're being stopped. And then we had our lights and sirens on behind you. You weren't stopped.
The driver was identified as 48-year-old Michael Alfonso, a habitual drunk driver. Alfonso was uncooperative and appeared extremely intoxicated, prompting deputies to transport him in a wheelchair from the traffic stop to the emergency room for medical evaluation.
The influence.
Great. You're an asshole.
I know I'm an asshole.
It's Sunday.
Alfonso was subsequently arrested and charged with felony DUI, his 4th offense, with 3 prior convictions, and 2 counts of failure to obey law enforcement. He is currently being held at the Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility on a $26,000 bond. In the early morning hours of November 28, 2023, just after 1 a.m., police officers initiated a traffic stop on a vehicle that had neglected to signal before making a right turn.
Bennington?
I am.
No! I'm sorry. No,
What are you guys doing here?
No. I live right here. Don't do it.
As the driver pulled into a parking lot and came to a stop, the officers approached the car, immediately sensing that something seemed amiss. With a heightened sense of alertness, the officers carefully made their way toward the driver's side window. Even from a distance, telltale signs began emerging that suggested the driver might be under the influence of something.
It doesn't look like you want to work with me.
No, I don't.
No. I mean, you said you didn't have anything to drink, right?
I just don't give you anything to work with.
As they got closer, the unmistakable odor of alcohol wafted out from the open window, confirming the officers' suspicions. This routine traffic violation potentially escalated into a more serious situation involving impaired driving.
Extremities and injuries that require the injured party to be carried from the scene.
Shut the f up. Like,
If you submit to the chemical test disclosing an alcohol concentration of 0.08 or...
The officers would now have to proceed with caution, utilizing their training and experience to properly evaluate the driver's condition through field sobriety tests. Apprehending a potential drunk driver always carried inherent risks, but it was a necessary measure to protect the public from the dangers of intoxicated motorists on the road. On April 19, 2024, around 12:24 a.m., Trooper D. Robinson, Jr. of the Florida Highway Patrol, received a stolen vehicle. Be on the lookout call from the Consolidated Dispatch Agency for a white Land Rover Range Rover last seen southbound on US 319 entering Wakulla County. Trooper A. Myers was already in pursuit of the vehicle. Robinson joined as backup, and the pursuit continued into Leon County with the suspect driving recklessly at high speeds, running stop signs and red lights. Robinson took over as the primary pursuit unit due to the suspect's extremely dangerous driving. After the suspect brake-checked Robinson and swerved, Robinson performed a successful pit maneuver, causing the Range Rover to roll onto its side and hit a fence. The driver was identified as Brittany Maria Cordone and the passenger as Dakota Monet Smith. Both were transported to the hospital and medically cleared. Robinson arrested Cordone for no valid driver's license, reckless driving, felony fleeing, eluding, and grand theft of a motor vehicle after she admitted to being the driver. On January 15, 2023, around 12:55 a.m., Officer Nathan Smith observed a black SUV drifting over the yellow line multiple times while traveling westbound on SC Walton Boulevard in Bentonville. Smith conducted a traffic stop, and the vehicle pulled into the Credit Cars parking lot at 3302 South Walton Boulevard.
I will be honest with you, it's going to take me a minute. I always throw it in here.
All right, well, let's keep on.
Smith approached the driver, identified as Brooke Teague, and noticed her bloodshot, watery eyes, slurred speech, and the odor of intoxicants from the vehicle. Teague stated she was headed home from work at JJ's Grill after one Miller Lite beer. Smith administered standardized field sobriety tests.
All right, stop laughing because you're making me laugh.
I'm not.
Right? Seriously.
During the horizontal gaze nystagmus test, he observed lack of smooth pursuit, onset of nystagmus prior to 45 degrees, and distinct sustained nystagmus at maximum deviation in both eyes.
Okay, you can put your foot down.
How much you've actually had a drink?
I've had 2 Millers.
On the walk and turn test, Teague could not maintain heel-to-toe stance, lost balance, stepped off the line, took the wrong number of steps, improperly turned, and missed heel-to-toe. For the one-leg stand, she put her foot down, used arms for balance, and swayed.
Okay, you ready again?
Yeah. Hey, if at any point you think you need an ambulance, you better tell me, okay?
Failing the test, Teague was arrested for driving while intoxicated. Her vehicle was inventoried, and suspected vomit was found in the center cup holders. At the station, after a 20-minute observation period, Teague provided a 0.14% breath sample.